What is up, guys, and welcome back to another YouTube video, and welcome back to another episode of Tuesday Talks. If you're new here, this is pretty much a series I do on my channel where every single week on Tuesday I give you guys an update and a little bit more of an in-depth look into my personal life. It's easy for content creators to make content that is super overarching, applies to a large population, and then no one really knows how that person acts in their real life. And so in these videos every single week, I try and give you guys an honest look into my life, because in the end of the day, I'm trying to get better every single day, and I'm trying to motivate at least some people out there to do the same. So this video is going to be a little bit more in-depth. It's going to be a little more heavy-hearted. Most of my videos I try and keep relatively lighthearted. I try and show you guys the positive end of it, but this past week really has had its handful of issues that I've really had to focus on, and I'm really going to have to continue to prioritize in the near future. So most of last week really was unremarkable, but the main thing that I want to start this story off of is Friday. Friday at work, I was grinding, I was pushing myself per usual, and come the end of the day, we start to expect to find out where we're gonna move when we come out of training. I might have mentioned this in a previous video, but I'm in training at my job currently, and our training period basically ends in about 2.5 weeks. And so on Friday was when we found out where we were going to go, pretty much which team, which manager we were gonna work for, who our peers were gonna be on that team. And so over this entire training period, I've set a very high standard for myself. I've pushed myself relative to my peers. I've tried to learn as much as I can, and that has made a very strong impression on my mentors, on my manager, and that has led to me being given the opportunity to possibly join a team that is basically essentially only people that have been working at the company for 6 to 18 months. It's pretty much a group of people that are some of the best of the best. They work with some of our most important clients, and I got to meet with the manager there, and they told me that there might be an opportunity for me to go straight from training into this team. And on Friday was kind of when I got a little bit more of a for sure answer. I was in my meeting, my final team meeting, and my manager was telling everyone where they were going. And when he finally got to me, he said, "Owen, I think you know where you're going." And those words really stuck with me. It put a lot of pressure on me right away. And over this past weekend was when I really had time to realize what opportunity I'm being given. It's honestly never been done in our company's history as far as I know. I mean, I had mentors coming up to me saying how big of a deal it was, and they don't know anyone that's ever done this, and typically it's reserved for people that have proved themselves over 8 to 10 to 12 months in order to even get to that point. And so that news put so much pressure on me, but it also felt so amazing that this weekend really caused my entire life to kind of unwind. I started getting really complacent with how hard I work, whether that's in the gym or on my diet or just in my personal life. I really got complacent with a lot of things, and I didn't push myself as hard as I could have this weekend. In fact, I really unwound a lot of my good habits that I've developed over the past 5 years. On Saturday and Sunday, I was eating out, I was eating sweets, I was eating junk, I was not working out as hard as I possibly could, I was not getting enough sleep, I was doing so many things that I could have been better at, or I should have done better at. In fact, I didn't even post a video for you guys on Saturday. There was a lot of external aspects. In fact, my dad came to visit, so that does give me a little bit of an excuse, I guess you could say, to not post on this past weekend, because I did want to focus on spending time with him. But a lot of the aspects of my life that I could have kept intact, such as working out, eating relatively clean, watching what I eat, tracking what I eat, these are all things that I really did not do a good job of this weekend. I think Friday put a mix of stress as well as relief into my system, and that caused me to feel like I could let off the gas on a lot of the important things that have gotten me to where I am today. I mean, I say this all the time, the gym and working out and dieting has gotten me to become the person I am today. It's pushed me to work harder than other people. It's pushed me to be more consistent than other people. And that value system that I've embedded into my life has really started to show on the external. A lot of other people get to recognize that, and it's probably helping me in my job because I'm pushing myself harder than I probably should or even need to. And so these values that I've established over such a long time have gotten me to where I am today, and yet this weekend I seem to have gotten complacent and I let off the gas on a lot of those values because maybe I felt like I could, or the stress and the anxiety of getting given such a big, important opportunity is starting to come to realization in my mind, and I'm realizing that this is not going to be an easy situation. This is going to be an extremely hard situation, and it is a scary opportunity that I'm being given. And so all these factors this past weekend have really just led to a deterioration of who I am as a person. And that's what I wanted to talk about in this video. Is my next chapter in life really is going to come down to how hard do I want to work? How far do I want to push this? And am I really the person that I say I am? I like to think that I'm someone who does better than other people when it comes to the gym, and does better than other people when it comes to dieting or gaining muscle, all these things that I really am passionate about. And yet when something as amazing, or when something as minor as a slight alteration in my job causes such an unwounding of those values, it really caused me to have an epiphany last night. Now, it was after I had eaten a bunch of junk. I went out to dinner and I got home, and at night I really just felt down on my luck. I woke up this morning, I felt down on my luck, and I looked like shit, honestly. I looked horrible, and a lot of factors really just made me realize, like, hey, Owen, you need to figure this out, because the temporary enjoyment of eating out, or the temporary enjoyment of drinking, or the temporary enjoyment of relaxing one day is not worth the downside of feeling like you're down on your luck the next day, or 2 days, or 3 days, or even a week. And so this morning I woke up, I realized that something needs to change. I need to get back to that flow state that I like to talk so much about, that flow state of just feeling like you're a robot, putting in the work constantly, and then waking up months down the line and realizing that you have completely changed who you are because you were willing to put in so much work, and you were just willing to be so consistent that you could make so much progress you couldn't even imagine it. But when you're super lucid and you're super focused on just kind of enjoying the work you've put in, it honestly ruins the work you've put in. And it's super weird to think, like, you think, oh, you've gotten such a good body, or you've worked so hard to not enjoy it. But in reality, the enjoyment is coming from the journey. And so by taking such a large pause or putting such a large bump in your journey, you're only ruining it. You don't get to enjoy all the hard work you've put in anymore, because that's not where the enjoyment comes from. The enjoyment comes from continuously becoming a better person, continuously improving whatever your journey may be and whatever your goals may be. Continuing to improve is where the enjoyment comes from. And I think that's what I realized this weekend, is I can no longer let my weak mind or my weak decision making cause it so my journey is no longer fun. I need to get back to that point where the journey's fun, the effort, everything I do, the person who I am comes to light and shows externally because of how much effort I put and how in touch with who I truly am I can get. And so I know I just ranted a bunch, and I'm sorry that I disappointed anyone watching this video by showing you guys that I am human too. I make mistakes. I made a mistake this weekend, but in the end of the day, if you learn from those mistakes and it motivates you and it pushes you to maybe start a new chapter in your life or just try and become better in some way, shape, or form because of those mistakes, then they're worthwhile in the end. And so I want you guys to take this video as pretty much an announcement to show that this is going to be the start of the next chapter in my life. I am no longer going to let myself get complacent. I'm no longer going to let myself take my foot off the gas, because I'm only in the position I am today because of putting my foot down on the gas, by focusing and being consistent towards my goals, by constantly setting that bar that much higher. And so take this as my promise, take this as my announcement that who you guys are going to see content from over the next 6 months, a year, 2 years, is going to be so immensely better, is going to be so focused on his goals that it is going to emanate from me, my values. I want to be the type of person where every action I do every single day is so focused on what I want to achieve in my life that other people don't even need to ask me what my goals are. I want other people to not even have to ask me what I value in life. I want them to just look at my actions and be able to tell who I'm going to become in the future. And so if that motivated you, or if you relate to anything in this video, feel free to leave a like and hit that subscribe button and tune in for future videos, because I want you guys to join this journey with me. I want you guys to try and become better and have that same epiphany that I did this morning, or have that same realization that you truly can focus on your values, push yourself towards higher goals, and it will make other people realize who you truly are, and it will help you realize what you can truly become. So if you enjoyed, hit that like and subscribe button. Feel free to leave any comments down below if you have any questions for me about this next journey or about the things I've gone through in the past. And just remember to keep grinding, keep working hard towards your goals every single day, and make people remember your name. Peace out, guys. I'll see you in the next one.